Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. I know I am late. I'm sorry. I went to the gym. And this spinning class took a little longer. So I think there's a squirrel by the window. I hope that's a squirrel. Otherwise, someone's in the house. Good morning. I hope everybody is okay and ready to start today. We're going to talk about trusting within and really finding that way to know and trust our inner compass, our higher self, right? Good morning, Dawn. Hello. Nice to see you. I just made coffee, so it might be a little hot. Good morning, Jeffrey. Hi, Ivana. Good morning. Good morning, Paulette. Nice to see you. I'm sorry I'm late, everybody, but I'm happy to see you still tuning in. Good morning, Joseph. Hello. Hi, Tina. Good morning. Good morning, Keely. Nice to see everyone. Good morning, Pat. Hello. Good morning. So the coffee is good. I'm going to order some more today. I was waiting for them to send me a coupon, and they did. Good morning. All right, so we're going to talk about trusting within. There's been so much, right, where you're going through something and you're having trouble really trusting yourself, trusting your choices, right? Hi, Lee. Hi, Brooklyn. Hi, everybody. You have trouble trusting, that you're making the right decision, and you may feel stuck, right? We sit there, and when we're trying to make that decision, we go, well, maybe it's this, and maybe it's that, and maybe it's this. And so what we got to do is start letting go of that angst that we're creating, that confusion, right? We start to overthink and overanalyze rather than just kind of center ourselves, going within and saying, this is it. So many times if you're quiet, right? And that's the tough part. I'm telling it. That's the hard part, is finding that quietness. But in the quiet space, you'll know the answer. And you may not know the outcome. I mean, and I think that's the tricky part, right? When we're worried about making the right decision, we get too focused on what the outcome is rather than just trusting that decision. So we're thinking of the end result before really just saying, oh, wait a second, let me just trust part A. Because if I trust part A, then part B will work out, part C will work out. But we want to know what happened to Z. So we have to really start just taking it step by step to say, all right, let me just kind of settle down here. Let me get out of my head. Let me stop listening to 50 million other people give me their opinion and say, what feels right? What am I being told? What is my higher self kind of saying in this moment? And when we can really rely on that and trust that, then I believe that the B, the C, the D, they really start to work themselves out. We can start to maneuver, but we get so afraid of making mistakes, or we get afraid of listening to other people. But here's the weird thing, right? And I want to see hearts if this is true. You may get a hit about something, a feeling like I should do that, but then you listen to someone else and then it's not right. And then you're like, I knew I should have listened to me. Thank you. Oh, good morning, everybody. Good morning. You know what I mean? Yeah, you see what I see all the hearts, because we have all done that. Like, I knew it, and I listened to them, and they didn't listen to me. So yeah, that happens. Hi, Janelle. Nice to see you here. So how do we calm down? How do we quiet ourselves? And how do we find that space? And in order to do that, I think it's so important to kind of really start understanding your own intuition. A lot of times we just kind of want to give it away, want to give that power away. Good morning, Marissa. give that power away to other people rather than just taking that time to go and learn how our own intuition works. So it's going to be a gauge. It's going to be like this barometer, right? And when you're really in tune with it, it's kind of like maybe a boat, you know, it will shift one side to the other. And you just establish what side is yes, what side feels right, what side feels true, what side feels clean, what side feels a little stuck, what feels a little hard, what side feels that there's some resistance to it. So it's understanding the flow within you and knowing that really well. Oh, I know this. Nope, I'm not going to do this. Yep, I know this. I'll tell you what, too. Learning from your mistakes. Because how many times did you feel something, right? Hi, Trevor. Good morning. How many times did you get something, but you didn't listen to it? Then after the fact, it made sense. And you're like, oh, that's what that was, right? You have to catalog that. So what happens, hi Shanice, so what happens is when you have an experience, okay, and even if you didn't get that particular one right, or it was a little off, or you connected the dots later, right, then what happens is you have to catalog that. Oh, wait a second, I can recognize that feeling, I recognize that moment, so that you can use that in your encyclopedia of feelings, in your encyclopedia of your own intuition. Good morning, Eater. So, yeah, Julie, I'm going to be in Lilydale in July. Yay! So, using that experience that you've got, even if you've made a mistake. Now, when you got something right, okay, when something was a ding, 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 I want you to catalog that as well, because you have to recognize that feeling, like, ooh, yes, like that inspiration. When you get that, that's also what you want to listen to. Yes, that feels right, okay? So the other thing too is try not to dismiss yourself. You know, how many times do you get a little something and then you dismiss it? You don't even give it the credit. You just throw it away, and it's like, oh my goodness, you go get that out of the trash, right? So looking at where you can catalog where you're getting your hits, if there's some misses, where are those misses, and really starting to tune into yourself, paying attention to how is your body responding. Does your body feel excited? Does it feel inspired? Does it feel a little free? Or does something feel a little stuck? Something feel not quite right? And if it's not quite right, it doesn't matter if you look crazy. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're weird, you look weird, because you're going to leave a situation that, you know, it doesn't feel right, but on the outside, no one knows what's going on. Don't worry about it, okay? Just get out there. Just get out there and start listening to those kind of hits of information. And if something pops in, you know, it's trusting that. It's not popping in for no good reason. There's a reason it's popping in. So when we can listen to that, when we can trust that, when we can stop just leaning on others to make our decisions and just say, you know what, I know I've got this power to make it. I know, and it is. I'll tell you what, sometimes it's really nice to get some clarity or a new perspective from someone, absolutely. But ultimately, you have to also trust what you believe, what you're getting, so that it can help guide you. You know, when you know what you want, when you know where you're going, when you know how to start trusting yourself, you can make stronger decisions that are more in alignment with what you want, right? So that really helps. And it is about kind of sticking to your guns, so to speak, because other people may try to dissuade you, right? Thank you, Trevor. Other people may try to tell you you're wrong or tell you you're making a mistake. You may be, but you have to start listening to yourself, because that's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to grow. And when you can stand in your own decision making, then you also stand in your own power. because you'll be so much more accepting of yourself and so much more confident in what you are getting, right? And sometimes we get stuck and we don't know what to do, and we get worried as to what to do, and it's totally normal. But when that happens, cute puppy at the door. I don't know. Do you have a puppy at the... Oh, do you see the stuffed animal? Is that... I don't know. But when you are having your own circumstances, okay, where you are questioning yourself or where you're doubting your own information, try not to focus on the end result. Simply focus on the feeling that you're getting or what you're kind of knowing about it, and really going within to trust that. I think it's so important, and we just don't do it enough. We just stop forgetting how to listen to our own inner voice. And it gets cloudy when you are stressed out, when you are worried about something. I got to tell you, that voice gets so muffled, blah, 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 and no wonder you can't understand it, right? Because you're just stressed. So when you're stressed, you got to try to find ways to release some of that stress, gain some of that clarity, and really release some of that pressure that you're putting on yourself, okay? Thank you, Julie. Good for you, Connie, for listening to yourself. But we tend to put so much pressure on ourselves of focusing on the right decision. What's the right decision? We've become so afraid of making mistakes or getting it wrong or not hitting it out of the ballpark, or this is how we grow, though. And maybe that mistake is actually the direction you're supposed to be going in, but you were too afraid to do it. And now you have to. So there's all these things around where we are given our own senses. You are giving your senses. Your senses can be heightened. They can be developed. You can become more in tune with them. And you can become more in tune with just getting those signals. But you got to kind of work at it too, right? People just expect it to be magically there. But like anything, it needs some practice and some development. So allow yourself to play. I always call it playing in the sandbox. But allow yourself to play in the sandbox. Practice what you're getting. But you have to be aware of it. You have to be very conscious of it. Even if you want to keep a little journal, a little notepad, and start writing down things when you thought something, but and maybe it kept coming up later and you got it, then write that down. If you got something right, write it down. If you got something wrong, write it down, because how we interpret things, or how we're getting something, or how you felt, or how you perceived it, all of that really plays into the decisions and trusting ourselves, okay? So that is your Coffee with Colby for today. Tomorrow night, live with Colby Rebel, I am gonna do a date night. I'm very excited. I haven't had a date night in a while, so you can call me. We're gonna have a date night. And what I want you to do, that's right, Jeffrey, for your homework today, I want you to grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, and every time you got a little something, if you get a little hit of something, just write it down. And start to pay attention to how you feel, all right, when you get something. It goes by really quick, and that's the problem too, It's going to come in quick, so you have to kind of grab it and remember it and write it down, all right? So do that for yourself and start to take note. So live with Colby Rebel. I'm going to be in Orange County. I think it's next weekend. I'm teaching a 2-day workshop. It's a mediumship intensive. So if you are near Orange County, these 2 days are full of exercises, learning, growing, very practical, hands-on. It's going to be very, very fun. And there's a night of mediumship messages as well. So I'm really excited to hit Costa Mesa next month. My goodness, Lilydale is here. So anyhow, there's a lot going on, and very excited. But at the very minimum, Join me tomorrow, Coffee with Colby, 10 a.m. And I will see you tomorrow night on Live with Colby Rebel. It's going to be a date night, so call in with your questions. All right, you guys, have a gorgeous day. Remember to shine your light and shine it bright. Talk to you later. Bye.